ナードホールズ、ケイレブとウィル、ドラゴンボールを視聴。
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Nerd Holes Rewatch Dragon Ball. So this time around, we are starting the tournament saga, which aired in 1986, just like the other season. I think they all kind of came out at the same time because the manga had been running for a while. So they just kind of released them all. That's what I think we've talked about before, but like the way that we're kind of breaking this up, we're breaking up into sagas. So like technically this is still like season 1, because like if you buy like the DVD, like season 1 is like 180 episodes or something.
Makes sense.
So technically, and it works too, because last time we finished up the Emperor Pilaf saga.
Yeah.
And you can see kind of how that ends. It's kind of like this neat little like bow, wrap it up, and now you get into like Goku goes and trains with Roshi, and now it's like a tournament.
Yeah.
So it works out pretty well watching it that way, and it's more fun too, honestly, like watching the whole saga.
Yeah. I mean, I know it wasn't, like you're saying, it wasn't designed that way, but it's like it. I mean, just to get right into it, in a sense, like literally the cut from them looking for the Dragon Balls to him going to Roshi's house, like it's like a completely different show now. Because like that first like 15 or whatever it was, 13 episodes was like that's all they were talking about. It was just Bulma and him and going along and meeting new people and then trying to get the Dragon Balls and Pilaf trying to get them. And now it's like they're only at Roshi's house until like the last few episodes of the ones we watched.
Do you feel like in this first part here that we just watched, do you feel like it kind of starts to like hit its stride a little bit? Like more so than the first like saga that we watched?
I definitely think once they get like the business suits and they go down to the actual like tournament temple and stuff like that, it definitely starts to feel more like the Dragon Ball I'm used to.
Yeah, because now you have established characters and everybody meets up again.
I didn't think I was going to, but I actually like really kind of missed a good section of the episodes. Like didn't have Bulma and Yamcha in it and stuff. It was like it was kind of
they kind of help. They help fill out episodes and stuff. But so you and I love like old school like martial art movies and all that kind of stuff. So it's cool to see like Krillin. You get to meet. So episode 1, you meet Krillin.
Funny. Yeah,
and Krillin's a great character, and he continues to be a great character. And like him and Goku's friendship is like such a great like duo.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
But seeing them train, getting to watch them train is like super fun to me. Like I love that kind of stuff. Like they think there's some
it's super funny because like Gohan, I always thought Gohan and Krillin were the dudes. So it's just funny that like they're not. I mean they are, but it's just like it's not. It's more Gohan is friends with his dad's friend.
Exactly. It becomes this thing where like right now like Goku and Krillin are kind of like on the same level. And so obviously like further into the series, like it just kind of keeps breaking away. Yeah,
well there's a couple things in these stretches where you kind of get like the idea that like Goku is, Goku and Krillin are kind of, but Goku can also do a couple things that Krillin like has a harder time doing.
Yeah, a lot of like fighting stuff comes more naturally to Goku because of his race.
Right.
But that's the thing that's really like underlined, like nobody really talks about, is that like for Krillin being a human and being able to like part of like Dragon Ball Z like in the future, like him being able to like keep up for a long period of time, it's pretty incredible. It shows like how strong he is as a human. Like he even like later in the series, they all kind of learn the art of like being able to like fly. They use like chi to fly.
Yeah.
And even like it comes naturally to Saiyans, but like even like Krillin learns that. I think Yamcha learns. I think pretty much, yeah. I think they all do.
That's cool.
Which is cool. Yeah, it's just cool. So, let's see. I like your idea of when we do Star Trek, you always ask me questions,
okay.
put me on the spot. And I didn't
Sure.
come up with any.
That's right.
But off the top of my head, I'll ask you a couple questions.
You have to make Dragon Ball trophies.
Yeah.
I
will.
Dragon Balls. They should be 7 Dragon
Yeah.
Balls in their questions, and
Yeah. I will work on that.
Are there 7 or are there 6?
There's 7.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you got me double guessing. Yeah, there's 7.
I think there's 7. Yeah.
7-star. Yeah. Okay. So did you have a favorite episode? So first off the bat, before we get into it, we watched episode 14 to
I think 21.
21 Smells Like Trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a funny place to stop.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like right as the tournament like gets like completely started.
Yeah, we like
all right, great, and now we wait. But that makes the second part of this like a lot more entertaining, because the second half of the tournament is like super fun.
Well, I kind of felt like ending with Krillin's fight was kind of like you end on this note, like, okay, Krillin made it, and now we're going forward. You're going to see how Yamcha and Goku do.
Yeah, exactly. And like I think I told you last time, we see the episode here where it's like the initial tournament, like to get into like the final 8 or whatever it is. And you can kind of see like that, how it shows like Goku and Krillin fighting, and then you see them do like the montage thing like quickly.
Yeah.
This second part of the tournament is every episode is the next bracket.
Yeah, I can kind of see that from the titles.
And it's really cool. So like the full episode is based on like that fight. And it's really fun. Cool. Yeah, it's really fun. It's not like they don't rush through it.
Which the show was kind of indicating that the first part was more of like, you're not going out to the crowds. It's a smaller ring. The time limits are shorter. So it's like, it's meant to be more sped up. But it's like if you make it to the quarterfinals or the finals or whatever, it's like, well, now there's no time limit. The ring is bigger. You're outside at the public. So it kind of makes sense that like, the next section, plus they show that there's only like, what, 6, 8?
Yeah, I can't remember. I thought it was 8 maybe.
Maybe 8, yeah. I
6 or 8. No, maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's 6.
Well, it's 8. It's the girl. So the girl is in it, Yamcha, Goku, Krillin. Then you have the dragon guy.
Yeah.
You had
Bacterian.
Yeah.
Bacterian.
And then you had the guy who sounded like Roshi and kind of looked like Roshi, but wasn't Roshi.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then
Jackie Chun is his name.
Yeah. And then
the Indian guy.
Yeah, it's like
Pen.
Yeah, it was like it was something like that, like Nan or Nan or
Nan.
Nam.
I
think it's Nam. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the bread.
I think it's 8. I think Nan is bread, and I think his name was Nam, like
Nam.
Vietnam.
Yeah. Isn't that like super funny when they get to the tournament? Like, everybody in the tournament, I want everyone over here. And it's like the guy, like the main guys are all like have these Indian accents and stuff. And it's like, and the tournament is like so Japanese. It's like,
the
architecture is like so Japanese. Yeah, it's like just so funny. It's funny choices, but yeah. So anyway, do you have a favorite episode out of those?
Ooh.
Or one that you enjoyed the most?
I kind of, well, I like a lot when they first it's a combination between 19 and 20. I like when they first get to the tournament and they're learning about everything, and then the next episode too, where they're actually like fighting
in the
ring.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing where the big guy tries to get Goku and he like steps out of the way and it, like tickles his knee and he falls off the thing. It's
Yeah,
like
I love that.
I any of those, not that I dislike the Krillin one at the end, it was totally fine. Smells like trouble was fine.
Yeah.
But I liked like it was paying off a lot of stuff, because not that the first handful of episodes were bad, but it was just very drawn out. Like he was like, "Oh, you're going to cross the river and deliver milk and move this thing and do this thing," and I was like, "Okay." And then even they were like, "Can we please?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, no problem. Just keep moving this thing." So
well, the other thing the first half really does is it hand fists in Launch's character.
It really does, yeah.
And it's kind of like, to me, she's a funny character, but she doesn't add or detract anything from the show. You know what I mean?
Especially when at the end of the day, she's just making food for them. Like she really doesn't. And then it just becomes like a gimmick that she sneezes and then shoots them. And it's like, okay,
she's like a wanted criminal, and she's just kind of hiding out on the island because Roshi's a pervert. All right, great. That's the whole storyline. Like, got it. It's funny. Japanese humor. I get it. It's just like, it doesn't really do anything, But the thing that I really appreciate though is that Goku and Krillin really think that like after they do all this training, like Roshi's gonna really like dig in and like train them and show them like super secret like arts.
Yeah.
But his whole point is that like the Eternal Hermit, I forget what let me look it up because it's so good. The actual like Turtle Hermit way.
Yeah.
Is I don't remember if he says it in these first episodes.
He does. He says a lot of. I do like the falling down thing that they do a lot in the show, where they like, they lay on their back. That always makes me laugh.
I love too that like, so every day they would like plow the field, and they're part of their training, and then the day before they go to the training, it shows like how much crazier that has become, and also they like work full construction jobs. They have like full construction jobs.
He's like, well, maybe this will just help, when he at the end before they go to the tournament, like the day before. He's like, maybe all this construction work will just help us be better at fighting. And they're like, have hard hats on and like shoveling.
Okay, so here's the Turtle Hermit motto. Master Roshi says this to the boys. He says, listen to me, boys. Always remember these words: work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. That's the Turtle Hermit way.
Yeah.
So literally, like, that's what they've been doing. They eat a ton, they work hard, they deliver milk. It's like all this like stuff that like really builds up your strength.
Right.
And they don't even realize, it's a typical, it's wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Right? It's that.
Yeah.
And then you're doing all this stuff. You're like, I want to learn how to punch and kick and maneuvers. Yeah. Then you get to the tournament and Goku's like, oh, I'm over here. And he like taps the guy and it like breaks his Achilles heel,
Right.
And Goku's I love that when he's just walking off the stage, he's just staring at his finger. Like, Krillin, I don't think you should use your full power.
Yeah.
Then he meets those guys and Goku's like, yeah, you should give them everything you got. They deserve it.
Well, so I'm not wrong in thinking that doing all of that hard work just made them like really skilled. It's not like something. Okay.
Well, also their shells, the hermit shells that they wear, are weighted. So they started off having like whatever weight was on it.
It was 50 pounds the first time and then 100 pounds the second time. Yeah.
So obviously it's cool. They show that too, like when they take their shells off before they like go into town.
Oh,
and Roshi is like, just try to jump, and they jump like super high because they've been like so bogged down by like gravity and stuff. And that's a consistent thing like you'll see in the show is like Goku always trains in like high intensity like gravity. So it's like he's resisting gravity, so he becomes like stronger. So when he comes back to Earth, or he, on Earth, like because the gravity's so I always forget, is it low or is it? It's not low. but it's, you know what I
Not
mean.
low,
So,
but it's like middle.
yeah, but he trains in like 120 or whatever, 150 times like Earth's gravity. So when he comes to Earth, it's like he's basically Superman. You know, has
right.
no resistance, like no like gravitational resistance.
Problems. Yeah.
So that's cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate seeing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, 19 and 20 are kind of your.
Yeah, it's probably the elimination round. That's probably really the one I like the most.
Really good. I love when they get there that night and they sign in.
Yeah, right.
And then you meet up with the old cast and everyone's like happy to see each other and
they're all nice to each other and everything. They're not like jerks, and it's nice. Yeah,
you get to see Yamcha's training. Yamcha trained out in the wilderness for a month. You know,
saves Bulma from the giant truck and
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's funny meeting back up with the cast. Like you said, you haven't left them that long ago, but like when you see him again, you're like, oh, that's so cool. Like everybody's like together again.
Yeah.
Oh, Bulma. Oh,
yeah.
It's so stupid.
Put the shirt on.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that? It's such a that shirt must mean something in Japanese because the English translation of he's holding this giant shirt, it could like fit him. And the English translation is like, oh, you think you could squeeze into this little shirt? This little shirt for me, Bulma? It's like it's clearly like this huge baggy shirt, so it has to be like something else is going on in that.
Yeah.
Like the word, like the letters on there or something.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because I'm glad you said that because I tell you, I not knowing really anything, I was like, oh man, that's dope when Roshi gives them the thing, like that's like the Goku.
Oh, their gi.
Like like the orange with like the blacky navy blue like shoes and the armbands and the symbol on the back. I was like, this is
isn't that cool? That's what they wear, right?
It's literally like Superman walking out of the thing and like he has this like the S. It's like this is his suit, you know what I mean? Like it was cool. It was really, really cool. I like super liked it. I was like, oh wow, okay.
So that isn't that that's cool for you to get to see like where that like actually comes, because if you picture Goku and Krillin, they're always wearing that orange gi.
Right, exactly.
And it's funny that like you wouldn't have really known that like that's the turtle hermit like gi. That's like their like the back is, I mean, that's what it is in Japanese, like turtle hermit.
Gotcha.
That
makes sense. Okay.
The turtle. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was like really, really cool. I like super enjoyed that.
Yeah, so like you see when they put the orange on, you're like, oh man, that's like iconic, you know?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Cool. And they change it a little bit here and there, but like it's pretty much always just that orange and blue.
Yeah, because like later he has like actual like Goku has like actual like boots and doesn't have like these slip-on shoes things that he has now.
But so knowing Goku's character so far in this show, isn't it like funny that like he doesn't, even when he's an adult, he's still kind of the same like kid.
Yeah.
Because it just shows that like, hey, so Master Roshi gave me these, so this is just what I'm gonna wear now. Like forever. He doesn't care. Like that blue shirt and pants he always wore was like something his grandpa probably like made for him.
Right.
He just always wore it. Like that was just his clothes. And now Master Roshi gave him the orange gi, and he's like, yeah, so this is just what I'll wear forever. Because from this point on, it's a kind of a continuous thing that like they do tournaments, like yearly tournaments, and they always like look forward to them. So this is a thing where he's always training, he's always wearing the gi, he's always in tournaments. So it's cool. I'm glad you like that. It's it's one of those things where like I didn't even really think about, because I thought it was more funny to see them both wearing suits.
Well, that was yeah. The big old hats and then walking around. Yeah,
it's pretty great. Yeah.
Even Roshi had like a nice one on too. It was fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yamcha, you like Yamcha's hair?
I did. I liked him more with like the like facial
scruff.
hair. Yeah.
I love how the details. He still has that chipped tooth from
He does still have
Goku. Yeah, it's so funny.
I know, that was so funny when he was like, "It's me," and he shows his chipped tooth, and I was like, "That's hilarious." Yeah, yeah,
Huh. I like too in the elimination round where he fights that wolf guy.
Oh
And
wow,
he's
yeah,
like Wolf Fang Fist.
yeah.
And the wolf guy is like, oh yeah.
I'll show you.
That's such a I'll show you. But
Yeah,
yeah, I love that. I always love that too when in like fighting scenes where it's like two people are going at like to fight each other and then like
yeah.
they both like land and freeze. And then Yamcha like drops to his knee and you're like, oh no. And then the wolf just passes out.
Yeah, I mean they extended too, because even the wolf, like he looks back like he got him,
Yeah,
and then he passes
drops.
out.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Were you expecting to see anybody from Krillin's old like dojo ever again?
Not really. No, not really. Because he talks about it, and then I think in one of the shows they show one of the episodes they show like a whole bunch of people training, and then they
Mhm.
sleep. They show like there's shots of them like doing things, and then it shows them like sleeping. Like even the guy with the blue hair, there's like a blue hair guy out in the woods, and he's like punching
No.
trees and breaking things. And Roshi says something like, "Well, you have to get sleep. You know, every war, like whatever fighter has to sleep." And then it cuts and it shows all
Oh.
these random people sleeping. And that I thought the last time they showed like Krillin's people, they were just like sleeping in the bed, and I thought it was just a
Mm.
thing, you know.
Yeah,
So
I gotcha.
is his
That's what I was
because
gonna
they
ask you.
had it too. Is
That's what I was gonna
are
ask.
the six dot thing like the Orin way? Is it like a mark to show that they followed this like path, kind of like a Roshi thing, but just with this Orin guy?
I think so. So here's the thing: is like I've never thought about it like ever
Oh,
because
okay,
like Krillin's always just had those,
okay,
and I kind of forgot about like his old like monastery or whatever he came from
yeah,
until like we watched this, and then you see like they all have those. So I think they're like tattoos. I think
okay, that makes sense.
they're like that like Buddhism or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
whatever like where they tattoo. All have shaved heads, right? Because remember he shows up and
yeah,
he's like, "Why don't you have any hair?" And he's like, all great martial artists are bald."
yeah, yeah.
And then Roshi has like a full hair. Yeah, so that is pretty funny. Oh man. So yeah, what else? What else did we enjoy? I still always just love like Goku's ignorance about stuff.
Sure.
Or when they're on the plane, he's looking out on the plane, he sees all the lights,
Yeah,
and he's worried that they're upside down because he sees all the stars.
yeah.
And Roshi's like, "No, those city lights." And he's like, "Oh, that's so in the cities where they make stars."
Yeah. He's like, I'd
He's
like
so
one when
stupid.
we get there, right? It just get me one of
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
And then I love how Krillin gets embarrassed too sometimes when like Goku's
Yeah.
talking
Oh
and
yeah.
saying stupid stuff. Wasn't that in that same scene where Krillin's reading the newspaper? And what does he say? He's like caveman. Because he's like
Oh,
so
probably.
uncultured. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple he says a couple things under his breath, like pretty good. Because there's the one where, like you're saying, he meets with
Oh my
the
god, that is
Orin
so
guys
funny.
are talking to him like, there's no way. And he's like, well, I thought maybe I
Well,
could
I thought maybe perhaps I was gonna try. It was yes. I like outwardly laughed at that part. My god, that was funny.
Surely you're not trying to fight in the World Martial Arts Tournament.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about it.
Just his voice, just the voice acting.
Yeah, yeah, the voice acting. Yeah.
Maybe I don't.
So this is the thing that cracks me up about this show.
Hmm.
It's just that like having like bear and tiger and like dinosaur
Oh
dragon
yeah,
guys. It's just like that's fine.
it's totally normal.
Like, nobody's bothered by it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know what Earth this is, but this isn't normal. Because like even when they're training, like they're running away from like giant dinosaurs and stuff. It was just like,
yeah,
this is so weird.
I love that too because there's that part where Goku and Krillin are delivering the milk.
Yeah.
And Goku's like, Krillin, I have a question for you. And it's like just this totally normal conversation and like pans out and he's like, why does this dinosaur chase us everywhere?
Yeah. You think he's gonna ask him
good.
like a really like serious question or
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny. They swim away from the shark and then they get chased by the dinosaur. And they gotta go up all the stairs. It was funny too because the narrator says basically like every day they increased their like
yeah.
how far they went or how many stairs they went up. But then I was thinking about it, I'm like,
more stairs.
they're literally on this like little island thing. Like, how are they changing how many like stairs? Do they just go up them twice like that day?
They probably do. I think there was a scene where I thought the same thing, like how, but I think it was like they're just double doing things because like they swim in the same pond with the shark, but they just go back and forth. They just do it.
Yeah,
more.
they swim back and yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's funny.
I
just wonder how warm that milk is by the time it gets to the houses.
Quite disgusting.
It's just cottage cheese because they've been shaking it from.
Here's your milk. I did think it was funny too how Krillin was like introduced. He was like in the woods, like cutting tree, like kicking trees down, and he was just like, "I'm going to show up," and then Goku's on the Nimbus trying to find people for Roshi, and then he's like, "Here comes somebody right now," and then it was Krillin, and I was just like, "Man, this is like a funny way to introduce this guy."
A weird intro, yeah. Then he lands and like falls into like his head first into the sand,
Yeah. So that scene, is it like a true thing or is it like a more funny animation thing? So Krillin is fighting Bacterian.
Yeah.
And they fighting him, and then Goku's like, "Don't worry about it. You don't have a nose." And I was like, "What?
What?" Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, you're right." And I was like, "Does he not have a nose?" Like his.
Oh.
I mean, I see it's not drawn on his face, but like I didn't really interpret it as that. But
as like not having a nose, yeah.
Right.
Pretty I don't think so. I think that's the canon. I think he doesn't have a nose.
Guess so.
It's funny, like one of the tournament announcing guys looks like Krillin if Krillin had a nose. It's like that bald guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought Bacterian was kind of interesting, like what they made him do.
Super fun.
He's actually fighting him.
It's really gross. Oh, so gross.
Sticky finger.
Sticky finger. Oh. Yeah, he's a pretty good character.
When he hits him with the finger, when he hits him. And then
every time he was kicking him and stomping on him and rolling, he was using his foot to like roll him.
Yeah. And so I'm not gonna. This is so fun. So okay. So another thing that I heard too before that, I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Goku, and he kicked the tiger or bear guy. I think it was the bear guy in the like in between the eyes.
Yeah, in the head.
And it played that like not I don't want to say notorious. It played that like very familiar like quick Dragon Ball sound effect that like it's later in the series. Is that like I can't do it with my own thing, but it's like that like it does a high pitch like when the hit
like gong almost.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And I was like, oh man, like you don't hear that too much in the show, like, but it's usually that's what they do when somebody strikes really fast, it's like a critical blow, but it plays that sound effect.
Yeah.
But I will tell you. Oh, go
yeah.
ahead. No, you good.
I was just saying, like, that's what makes Dragon Ball like more charming than like Dragon Ball Z. It's because a lot of the stuff is very like cartoony, like as far as like noises and punching and stuff, and just people are ridiculous. And you see more of like the animal people that live on Earth. In this show, because it's supposed to be like wacky and zany, and it's supposed to be a fun like weekly comic. It's supposed to be like entertaining and crazy. But then moving into like Z, gets kind of more like grounded as far as like fighting.
That's what it seems like,
like higher stakes, and it's more realistic. And but yeah, that's it.
So the funny thing is, I told Adrian this. I said if I didn't know anything about it and I just saw clips of it, I said it's really funny that the first saga that we watched ends with literally Oolong getting comfortable underwear and wearing it on his head. It's like I said in the other video, like it's just so anti what you would expect from a show like this. Like, of course, they're going to wish for something like meaningful or interesting. And it's like, no. So I'm watching this thing and I'm like, okay, like, yep, Bacterian's really gross and whatever. And then Krillin gets on his chest and he farts in his face. And I was just like, what is this show? Like, what is it?
He's giving it back to him.
Oh, man. I mean, it was tough. I get it. Like, it wasn't like out of nowhere, but it just was like, it's just hilarious to have these like, it just made me laugh. I was just like, so funny.
That is
so funny. I just didn't. It's hard because like I'm coming from seeing like 8 or 9 episodes of Dragon Ball Z and then going into this, and I don't really know anybody's origin stories or really anything. So I'm always expecting like when fight scenes happen, like here, oh well, man, like buckle in, and it's like it kind of is, but most of the time it's not. It's like it's silly or whatever,
Yeah.
But that's like you're saying. It's like it's a different. The show is different. It's not.
Yeah.
It's more of a Saturday morning cartoon for kids type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a weekly, like funny, like short that you would read in the newspaper. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
That kind of thing. Oh man, yeah, I know. That's why it's why like this show is fun and it's charming and there's a lot of like funny stuff that happens in it. But it is cool to like you said, to watch this and see like people like for the first time, meeting people.
Oh, absolutely. Especially for me, because I don't have like any point of reference for like who any of these people are. Because you're like, oh yeah, that's so and so, and I'm just like, like I don't know that they're gonna show back up or not,
Yeah.
Because like going forward right now, like I know, and I think I've said it in the other videos that like I know that Goku, Krillin, Roshi, Bulma, Chi-Chi, and I think that's it. Like those are the only people I know that carry over to the Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that stays about the same. There's other characters that you meet eventually in this show. Like you've met the Ox King and Chi-Chi.
Right.
They kind of come back. Pilaf is kind of always around.
That's cool.
Doing stuff, yeah.
I thought we had kind of seen the last of Pilaf, but
never see the last of it.
Okay.
Sometimes it becomes like, okay, enough of Pilaf. No, it's not bad. Other main characters that I haven't seen, I'm trying to think of. Because they kind of developed this thing later on called like the Z Fighters.
I see.
And that's like their group,
Gotcha.
And it kind of changes. I think it's just kind of like it kind of changes based on series.
I was gonna say, does Master Rabbit show back up?
No, God, no. not that I remember, maybe, but I honestly don't think so. I don't think so because when I was looking for like pictures and videos of Master Rabbit,
it was just from that episode.
There's so many like articles like whatever happened to Master Rabbit. Yeah. So the only other main character I can think of here is TN. You remember the bald guy, Cyclops guy?
Maybe.
Yeah, he's a bigger, bald guy. He's got the Cyclops eye. He's got that oh man, what's his name? The little white, like mime looking guy.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. But that's like the only other like main character that goes into Dragon Ball Z. I think Goku fights Tien in the next tournament. Like next year's tournament. And then Piccolo, he fights Piccolo in the other tournament. Yeah, so it's just
that's cool.
Piccolo becomes.
I'm interested to see Piccolo introduced. He's like
his
one of my favorites.
His story arc is pretty cool. It's not what it won't be what you expect.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
It's a little convoluted.
Not knowing much about him when I used to watch the other show, like he was one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's that stoic, like green alien guy. He's Martian Manhunter from.
Yeah, right, which is why I like him.
Yeah, he's always been cool.
Spock and Martian Manhunter put together, basically.
And that's why you see, like, when you've seen videos and stuff of like Gohan dressed in like purple, like gi.
Oh yeah.
Like Gohan doesn't wear like the turtle helmet a lot of the time. He wears like the purple because Piccolo trained him basically.
I see. That makes sense.
So he wears like Piccolo's like colors and clothes and stuff.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I thought it was interesting too for this. I actually was genuinely surprised that Krillin couldn't ride the Nimbus.
Well, at first.
Okay, I see.
Because he had all those magazines in his.
Well, yeah, of course. But I just was I get it. I get like why, but it was a thing, right?
It's funny.
I just expected him to, when they're buddies, I expected him to be kind of more. Because Chi-Chi right on,
Moving forward, I think Krillin is capable of using the Nimbus. Yeah.
Cool.
Just that first time he's not pure of heart yet.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit. But yeah, so far it's just been Goku and Chi-Chi.
And the turtle's gone too, even though he's like, well, I hope that turtle doesn't come back.
Yeah, every episode. I don't have that much time before Turtle comes home. Isn't also funny that like Master Roshi is known as like the turtle hermit, and there's like one turtle that just kind of hangs around the island.
Yeah, well, that's the hermit.
No, Roshi's the hermit.
No, I know. I did. Yeah. So did you kind of let the cat out of the bag?
No.
That Jackie Chan, Bruce Chan,
Bruce Chan
is Mr. Roshi.
No, he didn't. No, that's ridiculous.
Because he started to talk, and I was like, and his facial hair is the same, but he had hair and no glasses.
It's the most ridiculous thing you've ever said.
Oh my god!
Is Jackie Chan Master? Come on. Why would Roshi fight in the tournament?
They would explain when they were like, "Where is he?"
No.
And then he was like, "Oh, I was in the line for the bathroom.
I was in the ladies' room." You know where he is. That's ridiculous. And then the first time you're introduced to Jackie Chan, he's like talking to the girl, being just like Roshi. I don't know why you'd even think.
I was like, I thought it was him, but then I was like, yeah, but there's a lot about this character. I don't think it is him.
He has blue hair to start with.
I mean, that he doesn't have the glasses, and he had like a different outfit on, and he also was like not as like creepy and like
a little bit more reserved.
Yeah.
It might be his brother. Don't
say that.
You probably didn't know
you know
Roshi
what's
had a
going to
brother.
happen.
Well, I do know. It's his brother.
Yeah, it's his brother, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that being said, do you have any bets for who you think is going to win the tournament? Now, remember, before you answer, this isn't a sports movie from the 90s. And this, you saw the whole first episode, like you said, they're going after the dragon to get a wish, and you saw what happened with that. So the first thing in your brain is going to tell you, Goku wins the tournament.
That is like the easy choice.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a good send off for Yamcha to win.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like they are not talking about the monkey part of Goku too much.
Oh, interesting.
So I've wondered about that.
You think something about his monkey thing is just gonna randomly take place during the tournament?
I don't know, but it makes me think maybe.
Like there's a certain part of him that like is gone that could come back at some time.
Yeah.
It's a good guess.
The thing I was thinking would be interesting, and I don't know this, so if it's close, I honestly don't know this. I was thinking it could be interesting if Goku is fighting somebody, because they say it, there is no time limit.
Mm-hmm.
That like they start and they fight until like nighttime, and then he sees the moon.
Oh man,
and
yeah,
he's like a giant ape man again, type of thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that'd be pretty fun. It'd be pretty bad if he turned into a monkey in the full arena.
Yeah,
they have to kill him.
I don't know. I think my gut leans towards Yamcha winning it, because it's like, I don't think Krillin would win it just because he's too new, and I don't think we'd care about Krillin winning, in a sense. Like, you do, because you want him to get recognized and not be made fun of. But that's kind of already come and gone. He's beat up that guy, and it's like, it's not like you're really pushing for him to like win the tournament. He's already has like his confrontation. And like you were hinting, like Goku is the easy answer, so I don't think it's Goku.
Yeah.
So I lean towards either.
Well, remember Roshi told them not to get their hopes up on like winning. Like it's not about winning.
Right.
But you saw how easily they breezed through like the elimination round into the like semifinals.
Yeah, that's kind of my hesitation with Krillin. I don't know. I'm gonna say Yamcha. That's what I think.
Okay, that's a good guess. Yeah, that's cool. And him and Bulma go and get married. Bulma definitely stays with Yamcha forever too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like everything you know about Trunks, if you know anything about Trunks, it doesn't. It's all different timeline.
No, it's Yamcha's brother.
Yes, it's true. Purple hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
just like Roshi's brothers in the tournament.
Yeah, Bulma's hair changes a lot too. Oh. It's like from one animator to the next. It's like so in Dragon Ball it's blue.
Yeah.
And then like in Dragon Ball Z it's like purple. And then like Trunks shows up and his hair is purple. And then in Dragon Ball Z Super, her hair is back to being blue. And then when Trunks shows up again, like his hair is blue. It's like... Like, oh yeah, we drew this too dark, so gotta make sure.
Interesting.
Gotta make sure their hair colors match,
Yeah, well, yeah.
I actually like Trunks with like the lighter blue hair instead of like the purple hair. I know everybody likes like his long purple hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. I always liked so the other thing you'll learn about like Saiyans is that like their hair, like once they hit like adulthood, like their hair never grows anymore.
Oh,
So they don't need to like cut their hair ever. So that's why like Goku and Vegeta, like when they're normal, like their hair is always the same. And then when they're Super Saiyan, their hair is always consistent. It's a funny way to explain like why like it's always drawn the same.
Yeah.
It's the same reason. So like in the original manga, when they went Super Saiyan, Toriyama decided that he wanted their hair to be like yellow.
Okay.
Because he was tired of inking black hair on everybody. And it literally like saved time and ink. So they didn't have to like shade all of their hair black. He made it yellow, so it was just white. And same thing with like their orange gi. It just was the white page. Because at that time everything was literally just inked
black
like
and
black.
White, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it like saved him so much time.
Hilarious.
And it ended up being like super cool, you know.
Yeah,
it's a pretty
so
funny
like
like
in the manga, she just has like just
white
lines,
hair.
right? Just
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's one of those funny things that like he did it because of like money and time, and it ended up like making it so much better.
Yeah.
Like imagine if they went Super Saiyan and they still had like black hair, they just had like sparks or whatever.
Sparks coming out of them. Yeah.
The gold hair is what does it, you know.
Well, yeah.
And then in Super,
yeah, then it's like he gets like I know I've seen pictures of guys having like long hair.
Yes. Oh yeah. 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 So there's normal, and then there's like Super Saiyan, right? So like you picture Goku with like the hair that goes up. It's gold.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan 2, he's got like more, it's like more spiked out.
Oh.
It's just bigger. So he gets like a power increase. And then Super Saiyan 3 is when he gets like long, like super long hair, like all the way down his back.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a blue one too.
So there's blue now. In Dragon Ball Super, they go blue. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then Goku hits this other stage. And his hair goes back to being like gray. And his eyebrows go like white. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, so next time we will finish the tournament saga.
Yeah.
So it'll be episode 22 through episode 28. And those episodes are Yamcha versus Jackie Chun. Monster Beast Garen
versus Goku. I remember he was going to fight.
Yeah, he fights Goku. And then Krillin's Frantic Attack. I can't remember who he fights in that. Might be Jackie. Well, I can't tell you. I can't tell you who he fights because
yeah, you could tell me. That's cheating.
I can't tell you because then it would spoil the rest of the So Krillin's Frantic Attack, and then there's
Krillin's Frantic Attack, and then Danger from Above.
Danger from Above. Yeah, I always read it from this website, and it's like every version. It's like the Japanese title, then the American title, and then like the Japanese translated title. The next one is the final round, the grand finals.
Yeah.
And then it's number 1 under the moon? Question mark?
Yeah.
And then the final blow.
So that makes me think by calling Under the Moon, it makes me think the ape thing is involved.
No. That would be a stupid assumption.
Yeah. Maybe perhaps Roshi's brother turns into a giant ape.
Yes. He's saying.
Yes.
No, it just means that the battle ends at nighttime. So the winner is crowned number 1 under the moon, not number 1 under the sun. Obviously.
Got it.
So yeah. So that is it. Can't believe it's been 3 months already since we started covering Dragon Ball.
Yep.
But it has.
Certainly has.
Certainly. Been fun though. I've been really enjoying going back and rewatching.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
We'll be here in September.
It's only a couple weeks away, baby.
Yeah, baby.
By the time you guys are watching this, September is like a week and a half.
Yeah, to say yeah.
Bring on the pumpkin spice.
And summer.
Gosh. Oh boy. That's pretty good. So, like always, if you guys like the video, like it, share it with a Dragon Ball fan, and rewatch it with us. It's one thing I used to do when I was like watching like podcasts. I would like watch the episode, new episode, and then I would like listen to my podcast while I was at work to see if anybody felt the way I did or if they liked it as much as I did. So do that, rewatch it and listen to our show. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's super, especially me being like a newbie to this. So it's like if anybody's like, oh, I've heard good things about Dragon Ball, but I've never seen it, like you literally can watch up to episode 28, so that come September, you can stick along with us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then then you can comment and tell us what you liked from it. I mean, you can do that anytime too. You can let us know. Anytime you can say some stuff. And my recommendation is grab a friend that isn't a Dragon Ball fan and watch it with him.
That's the highest recommendation.
Make him watch it. And make him record a podcast. Force him into it. Yeah, and then what else is going on? So over on Will's channel, we'll do a Star Trek rewatch review. If you're into Star Trek, we do that every week. There's a new episode. By the time you've seen this, the last episode would have been out for the season finale of Strange New Worlds season 1.
Yeah. And I think by the time this comes out, we'll be, oh gosh, let me look. We are probably, let's see, you release it here. Yeah. So it'll be about a week after this comes out, but we're going to start getting into so like he said, the season 1 finale of Strange New Worlds will be up on the channel. That'll have come out about a little less than a week ago, but soon to come out a little week in advance will be the original series.
Yeah.
So
that'll be we're gonna start going
new territory for Caleb too.
Yeah, gonna get into some Captain Kirk.
Kirk.
Yeah, and so the reason we did that, right, is because like there's some new stuff in season 2 of Strange New Worlds that like messes with the timeline. Because we were planning on going through Strange New Worlds like in
normal
a timeline manner, and now everything's kind of all
it was a thing it's a thing that I feel like Caleb could have just watched it. He's going to watch it by himself, but the reality is it's like it adds a lot more questions and a lot more like, well, why this and why that than anything. And it's just as good as Strange New Worlds is, just as good as the Chris Pine Star Trek movies are. It's like we're going to start getting into stuff, and it's like there's going to be a lot of like, well, this doesn't make sense kind of things. And I felt like it's just better to pull away from that as like a channel. Yeah. And then him and I can talk about anything at great,
you'll probably do like just one episode based on like season 2, right? And
once you crack through season 2, I'll probably do a singular episode about your feelings of season 2 in general, rather than like an episode to episode breakdown.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm kind of looking forward to kind of going through that. Not on a weekly like pace, like I can just kind of binge it,
Yeah.
So
crack on in it.
That'll be fun. That will be fun. Will there be a new RPG up on the channel by then? Probably not.
It will probably be almost 2 weeks, close to 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks before
The
after this comes out.
26th, right?
27th is the game, and usually that Thursday after is when I
Okay.
get it up. So
all right, yeah. So look forward to another RPG almost in the beginning of September. On the
yeah,
channel.
pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Yay! But
and that's the really fun thing is like then him and I, you won't see it, but then him and I get back into Dragon Ball again. So full circle.
yeah, and now that we're hitting September, we're already kind of going to be ramping up again for the Star Trek RPG bi-weekly during winter.
Yep, during the winter months.
So we're going to be doing a lot.
So much.
Makes me tired just thinking about it.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Well, that is it. Nothing else is really going on. I had a new video. You probably should have already seen it, but yeah. There's some stuff. I literally have a folder of like maybe 6 or 7 videos that I've just been stockpiling and working on, and I got some cool stuff coming up. So
yeah,
if you're here for props, and you probably aren't even listening to this, but there are stuff coming up. So.
Yeah. Well, you got your fan base who does both, watches.
Seems like it. It seems like it. We've been talking about too, like at some point putting like the Nerd Holes on its own like channel and just hosting all the podcasts there.
Yeah.
So probably do that at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know when. I don't have a solid plan.
Well, we're trying to beef you up, right? You're over 800 now, so
yeah.
So we're just trying to beef you up, make sure we got lots of content on here. Because honestly, not that Caleb doesn't like building things; he loves building things. It's just this is easier to do and get something constantly out on his channel rather than like him having to come up with an idea and then making like have to always formulate an idea and make something interesting. It's a little different.
Yeah, that's true. I've had a few suggestions too over the year that were like, "Hey, you should make this," and I was like, "Yeah, I should make that," and then I'll make it. And then I'm like, "What should I make now?" so honestly, like your suggestions and stuff help me, have like a solid idea of what I need to do and like focus on that. Because other than that, I just like there's just so many things that I could possibly do.
He's a big fan of like what do you call it? Like
well, don't say anything because
no, I'm not gonna say anything specific. I was just gonna say he's a big fan of like games and movies and shows that like not a lot of people talk about. He likes stuff that's kind of like you got to be a really big fan to like understand it. Like he made the inscription cards. So if you didn't play inscription, you don't know what that is. Like but that type of stuff. So
it's my stoat.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. There's the stoat.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was a sweet game.
Yeah, exactly. So
I just made and kind of go along with that. Like I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's or anything, but like I just made that the Faz wrench from the DLC that just came out. And it was fun. It was just a fun little quick build. I was making funny because Will has this tendency of he thinks sometimes like I think he thinks too well of me sometimes. Like he's too supportive. And so like recently he's like, hey, so like couple things on your list, like Stormbreaker, Heimdall's helmet, and like Mark 85 like arm with like the Infinity Stones and like snapping, He's like, those are great ideas. Like I want those things. And he's like, yeah, so I don't know. Stormbreaker is probably going to be the hardest one out of those. And in my head, I'm like, Stormbreaker is like 3 shapes, it's an axe head with a stick on it, it's like, but in his head, he's like, oh, it's big, it's this big thing.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that like you think sometimes it's Because you have so much confidence in me, you're like, yeah, just making an Iron Man hand with like all the light up stones and like the LED wires through it, like that's nothing. Yeah, but a big axe, I don't know
that's
where
a lot
you
of fun.
start. I don't know where. Okay, you should be able to knock that out in a couple days.
Yeah.
I think Stormbreaker is not as big as you think it is.
Probably not.
I think
but it is big.
I don't know. It's big, it's long. But I think the axe head's probably only about that. Like the actual the actual axe head. Yeah. Because he holds it one-handed. It's not like it's this big clunky thing. It's just one-handed like axe. It's a big axe, but it's
well, you gotta go back to Endgame when Thanos has it and he's pushing it in. Like, how big is it, right? Like, because Thanos is big.
Well, how big is Thanos' hand? That's where you need to start with.
Well, there's it's out there.
I saw the life-size glove that they sold, like Thanos' glove.
Yeah,
it's like, they're like, here's Thanos' glove. We made it special.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think Thor's wheeling around a hammer that's that big. Oh, no. No, because like Teenage Groot picks it up with his arm, and it's like it's just the two pieces he puts together with his little like hand.
Yeah,
it's not as big as you think it is. I promise you. So yeah, there's some cool stuff coming out, and yeah, that's about it. That's about it for Dragon Ball. So look forward.
Got those Dragon Balls.
There's anything from Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z you want to see me make, please let me know, because I can think of a couple things.
Me too.
Off the top. Oh, just a piece of PVC pipe.
No, I meant the light up clear
Dragon Balls. That's a good, yeah. Yeah, and they glow when they get in. You can't see can't see the stuff inside because
I want them to be stone. And then when you do a thing to them, then they change and then they become Dragon Balls.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
There's lots of other people who have made really good Dragon Balls, and
but have they made them stone into Dragon Balls?
But have they made them out of foam? Foam Dragon Balls. Yeah, that's a good idea. Power pole would be fun. I could literally just like paint like PVC pipe red.
Yeah.
Power pole.
Honestly, I mean, a simple thing for you to do too would be like a capsule.
I thought about that too. Thought about like printing a couple of those.
Yeah.
I know we never talked about that. That was I learned the other day too that remember how in the first season they're calling them dino capsules?
Yeah.
So that's completely wrong. That's a translation issue. Bulma's father owns Capsule Corp, and he like makes, that's like his thing, is he makes capsules.
Okay.
So they've always been capsules. They've never been called dino caps. It's just like an English translation that like they rectified later on in the series.
I see. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Because remember that episode? I was like, why is she? It's so funny.
Yeah, I remember you being like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like she owns the company. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. I mean, Trunks has a pretty cool sword that I've always been wanting to build too, but
maybe a lamp that's a Super Saiyan lamp.
Well, I do a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff. I do a lot of figures and stuff, but I don't want my channel to just be like painting figurines either. Yeah, I got.
You should make sensu beans or whatever they're called.
Sensu beans. Yeah, that'd be fun. I got this bad boy I gotta paint.
Ooh. He's ready.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. I got this in a trade. A guy messaged me, he wanted my my Witcher file. And he said, yeah, I'll send you something you want. I said, do you have anything Dragon Ball? Because I love Dragon Ball. He sent me that. And I was like, right on, dude.
Right on.
Right on, Freddie. So yeah. Cool. So let us know, comment, give us suggestions, all that fun stuff. Like and share. Ring the bell so you never miss an episode of the Nerd House. Yeah. And buy our shirts.
Yeah. Let us know if you want Nerd Hole shirt.
This is honestly, no lie, this is like one of my favorite shirts.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would you?
It's pretty great. I mean, it's not just because like I'm, egotistical or anything, but like it's a cool design,
Absolutely.
It's a cool design. It's got us on the Nimbus. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
And it also says in Japanese, which is cool.
It does. Yeah, it's got the Japanese Nerd House right on the bottom. And it's the proper translation, so it doesn't mean anything bad.
Thanks, Sora.
Yeah. Thank you very much for making us not say terrible things about other things. Oh man. Well, that will do it for us.
It will.
So.
Oh. Huh? Sick of it.
They'll ruin Dragon Ball again eventually.
Yeah. Until America takes control of it.
Well, they'll do another live action movie that they did one a long time ago, and my God, it's that movie. Just unbelievable. Oh, it's just nobody talks about it. It is unbelievable. It's unbelievably bad. I'll have to have you watch it after we finish Dragon Ball, because it's basically like, hey, how do we do the first 9 seasons of Dragon Ball like in a live action movie?
Oh wow.
Quickly, but not actually do the story.
Oh wait.
Yeah, search your memory banks. It's Dragon Ball Evolution. Right, wasn't it Evolution?
Wow, I totally forgot about this movie.
It's good, right? You probably didn't even know that it had anything to do with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's so bad. Everybody's Asian except Goku.
Wow.
I think that like killed his career. No, it looks like he's been in other stuff. Oh, he's the brother in War of the Worlds.
Yeah. Chow Yun-fat plays Roshi.
Yeah, wow. He's pretty good. He's probably the only good thing from that movie. Like he's
Emmy
a funny.
Roxxam plays Bulma. Wow.
Yeah. His version of Master Roshi is like funny. It's not like.
Yeah.
Like he like didn't try to be Roshi. Yeah.
Already a lot of names in here. Already a lot of names in here I don't recognize from the show.
Yeah. Yamcha.
I see Yamcha, which is cool, and I see Mai.
Yeah.
And Chi-Chi, I see that.
Oh yeah. Forgot about Chi-Chi.
But like Carrie Fuller, Sifu Norris, who was played by Ernie Hudson. I can't believe it.
Yeah. You don't know Sifu Hudson. Sifu Norris. I don't think that's even a real person.
That's right. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that.
No, I wouldn't talk about that at all. I would never bring it up. In fact, that was my one rule going into this, was don't talk about Evolution and don't talk about GT. That was it.
Well, scratch one.
Well, might as well start. So anyway, GT. There are parts of GT that are pretty good, but it just kind of goes off the rails. And it's not canon anymore anyways. Even Toriyama was like, nah, scrap it all.